Hey there, Walt here from Walt in PA, coming to you from the back roads of southeast Pennsylvania, and you're watching Moto Ramblings.
Hey all, welcome back to Moto Ramblings, and I would like to thank Mr. Walt in PA for that great promo. That's pretty awesome. All his idea too. Wow, look at that. Pretty darn quick, we're going to have some awesome colors here in western North Carolina. So, as you might figure, I'm recording this in late fall. I think I'm going to do another in the Keeping It Real series. Again, quite some time ago now, I watched the boys on their live stream. Harley Day Rider, our good old friend HDR, Bob on Bodine 52, and Colin from Bronco Ride. And one of the things they said about motovlogging was that keeping it real, keeping it, about me, is a good way to keep people engaged in your channel. So for all you folks that have subscribed, thank you so much. I cannot believe that there are that many people actually want to watch my channel. So thank you all. And I hope that this is one that you don't find too terribly boring. I'll try to keep it fairly short. But I talked about my mom. I talked about my dad. I've talked about my health. I think I've even talked about a bad time in my life, which was obviously a long time ago. But one thing I haven't talked about yet, and kind of like talking about my mom, this could go on for a while if I'm not careful, is I wanted to talk a little bit about my wife, Lisa. Now, Lisa is unbelievably shy. She doesn't like her picture taken. She doesn't like video. And to get her to do any of this, be involved in any of the motovlogging that I do or any videos I do with the motorcycle, it's tough. It's tough to get her. Sometimes if she doesn't know I'm doing it, I can catch her on video. Look at this. That is so cool looking. The way the sun's coming through the trees and all the different color, that's awesome. Squirrel. Anyway, what I do want to talk about with Lisa is that she does not have a problem with me doing all this riding I do, doing the vlogging that I do. And for the most part, she doesn't have a problem with all the time I spend on the computer, either watching YouTube or creating YouTube content. It's something that I am super thankful for, that she doesn't have much of an issue with all the motorcycle-related stuff I do. Recently, you saw that I had taken the Goldwing on a camping trip without her. Now, she doesn't like to camp at the moment. She says she's done with tent camping. She doesn't want to do that. And she says I snore too loud anyway. But she had no problem with me taking off for a few days. This weekend, next day or two, I am planning on taking off again on this bike, Copper, my 2012 Suzuki Vstrom DL650. I am going to a Vstrom rally that is in Robbinsville, North Carolina. I'm going to ride the Tail of the Dragon, the Moonshiner 28, probably the Cherahela Skyway. I'm just going to go ride some of those great roads that are in a little bit further west, right on the Tennessee border. So anyway, I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon. And again, my wife has no issues with that. She's like, go, have fun, enjoy yourself. And she worked for a couple of decades plus for Toys R Us. And when Toys R Us was shutting down, we had a very long conversation involving my addiction to the motorcycles and my work schedule. And we came to the conclusion that as long as we could, she wasn't going to go back to work. And she does pretty much everything at the house. She does all the yard work. She pretty much takes care of the pool. And, of course, she does all the stuff inside as well. And she keeps busy. I'll come home from work. My schedule is such that I'm working 9+ hours pretty much every single day. And, I obviously will do what I can. Sometimes I help her do this and that, these and those, dig some holes, move some trees, do some transplanting, the construction stuff. I had to redo my rear deck, and so I do that. But she does all of this to allow me to work the hours I do, but still have the time to enjoy this motorcycle addiction that I am involved in. Now, she loves to ride too. Now, she doesn't like to do the overnight camping, but we've gone and stayed at different places on both this bike and now the Goldwing. And she doesn't mind doing that, although right now with the COVID, she's a little bit leery about doing some of that stuff. But she loves riding as well, just not as addicted to it as I am. And so, she does not have an issue with me going off and doing this stuff. And so, I just, I want to thank her for allowing me to do what I do without giving me a hard time, without making me feel like, I'm deserting the family or anything like that. She's very much behind me on all this stuff I want to do. She thinks, I should go for it and do what I do. Now, on the other hand, I have mentioned a couple times that if I could get her to do a little bit of vlogging with me, that, people tend to like that. But, yeah, she's just not into it. Now, if I had, like, a center device, and I had her talking, and she didn't know, think, or realize that I was recording the conversations, I might actually get at least the conversations onto YouTube. But that's down the road. I've got the other cameras for the vlogging, and I just don't know about doing the Senna intercom thing, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, that was my keeping it real, talking about my wife. Ooh, shift. And so I will let that go there as the sun just absolutely pours in my face here. Woo-wee, I can't see anything. So I will sign off, and I hope everyone can stay well, stay safe, but most of all, I hope you can stay happy. Suddenly I have Blinded by the Light flashing through my mind. All right, Motor Ramblings out.